ensure compliance with the Pension Reform Act 2014 by all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory FCT, standing in the name of Hon Akinwunmi Nurudeen Olaitan. Honorable Olaitan is now invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Akinwunmi Nurudeen Olaitan. I represent the good people of Ifako-Ijaye Federal Constituency from the State of Excellence. I hereby rise to move a motion on the need to ensure compliance with the Pension Reform Act 2014 by all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory FCT. The House notes that only 4 states in the country have complied with the compulsory group life insurance policy as stipulated in the Pension Reform Act 2014. Worried that the essence of the Pension Reform Act, which is to ensure that every person who worked in either the public service of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, or private sector services gets his retirement benefits as at when due, amongst other objectives, is being defeated. Concerned that group life insurance policy, as stipulated by Pension Reform Act, was created to protect families from financial hardship in the event of death or retirement of their breadwinners. Aware that the risk of not having group life insurance policy are often great and unimaginable, noting that 14 years after the contributory pension scheme instituted by the Pension Reform Act 2014, which mandated employers to maintain group life insurance for employees, only Lagos, Niger, Osun, and Rivers states have complied. Also aware that in addition to the rates specified in Section 4(5) of the Pension Reform Act 2014, subsection 1 stipulates that every employer shall maintain a group life insurance policy in favor of each employee for a minimum of 3 times the annual total emolument of the employee, and premium shall be paid not later than the date of commencement of the cover. Also aware that subsection 6 of the same section states that where the employer failed, refused, or omitted to make payment as and when due, the employer shall make arrangements to effect the payment of claims arising from the death of any staff in its employment during such period. Further aware that many workers died while in active service and no insurance compensation is paid to their beneficiaries, the House resolves to 1. Mandate the committees on insurance and actuarial matters, pensions and finance to convene a stakeholders legislative forum on NICOM, PENCOM, and insurance in the country with a view to implementing the life group insurance policy. 2. Also mandate the Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters to ensure compliance of the group life insurance policy in the remaining 32 states of the Federation and the FCT. I so move, Mr. Speaker. For employees, either in the private or public sector, this contributory pension scheme is actually meant for payment of retirement benefits of the staff, or if you like, employees on retirement. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, permit me to actually browse through the objectives to ensure that every person receives its retirement benefits as and when due, to assist individuals by ensuring that they save in order to cater for their livelihood during old age, and 3, to establish a uniform set of rules, regulations, and standards for the administration and payments of retirement benefits for the public service of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and the private sector. These objectives are quite noble and worthwhile, but it is a pity that both in the public sector and the private sector, as noble as they are, the objectives are being defeated because there are violations in both sectors. The principle behind the contributory scheme is that there will be certain percentage that will be deducted from the salaries of individual worker. And of course, there will be contributions by employers themselves. And these two will be merged and remitted to the fund administrators. But it is sad to note that there are some states in this country that are deducting the contributions of staff and they are not remitting them. Neither are they also making their own contributions. If they are not making their own contributions, it is one thing. But the contributions made that are deducted from staff salary are not remitted, but used for other purposes. It is very sad because the joy of every worker is to serve and have the hope of having a very good retirement, rosy retirement. No staff, no person wants to live a life of penury, a life of want, a life of sadness, perpetual sadness after retirement. And so I want to urge the Speaker and my colleagues to please be on the side of the workers by supporting this motion, by ensuring that this scheme is applied by all the states and even the private sector. It will be in the interest of the Nigerian workers if they start remitting the pension deductions to the pension fund administrators so that staff can have a very good life after retirement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.